Hi friends, welcome to Sri Sai IT Hub. In this video of Core Java Programming, we are going to discuss the following topic. So the topic name is Constructors in Java class. So let us start with first, what is constructor? Right, so constructor is a special method of a Java class. So constructor is a special method of a Java class. Okay, it has same name as that of Java class name. So whatever is the Java class name, it will have the same name. So this is what is constructor. Example goes like this. Let us say class student. Okay, right? So in student class, let us take something like int roll number, string name, float, height. Okay, right. So here we are going to take something like void accept method, which will accept student data, void display method, which will display the student data. Right. So before these methods, I'll take that special method student. Okay, so student is a constructor or a special method. Right. So student is a special method or a constructor which has same name as that of a class body of the student method. So technically it is called as constructor. Okay, so technically this is known as constructor of student class. Okay, right. So what is the use of constructor? Okay, right. So use of constructor. So the main use of constructor is it is used to initialize data members or variables, data members or variables or properties of a class. Okay, right. So now in this constructor we can initialize the data members. So example goes like this. We can take student constructor, right? So in this student constructor we can initialize the data member, something like roll number is equals to 1001. Next, name is equals to Sai. Next, we can take height is equals to 6.0 f. So we can initialize the data members of a class. So this is the main use of constructor. Okay, right? So next, some important note points here. For constructor, no return type, no void. So the important point goes like this. First one, for constructors, okay, there is no return type and no void. So for constructor, we should not have return type and void. So that is why it is a special method of a class which has same name as that of a class. Okay, right. And next, two, constructors are automatically called when object of a class is created using new operator. So using new operator, whenever we create the object of a class, constructor is automatically called. So for example, let us say that student class, s1 object, new student. So here when you say new student, so new will create the object of a class and student. So this is student constructor what we are calling here. So automatically it will go to the student constructor and initialize s1 dot roll number 1001, s1 dot name psi, s1 dot height 6.0 f. Okay, so this is new. Actually this is constructor name. Okay, so actually it is new constructor. So constructor will initialize data members of a class. So for s1, roll number, name and height will be initialized. Okay, right. Now let us try to do one small program for this and understand how constructor is going to work for us. Okay, right. So let us take a new page. So program to demo student class constructor and its usage. Okay, right. So I'll take class student, right. So in this student class we'll take roll number, name, height. So let us try to copy the same thing here. So inside the class, roll number, name, height. Okay, so this is student constructor, right? So inside the student constructor, we will initialize roll number, name, height. So let us take this roll number 1001, S name, psi, height 6.0 F. Okay, right. Now since we are using constructor to initialize the data members of a class, we don't require accept method now. Okay, so accept method, it is not required. Okay, it is not required anymore. It is not compulsory, but since we are using constructor to initialize the data members, for accepting the data for data members, it is not required anymore. And finally for display method. Okay, so inside the display method we can display the student data. So system dot out dot println student details. Okay, right. So we'll display here system dot out dot println roll number as something like plus string concatenation operator roll number. Next, similarly we will display name and height also. Okay, so second one name plus s name and third one height. So this is how we are going to process display method. Okay, now class is ready with the 3 data members, one constructor initializing the roll number, name, height, and one display method. Okay, right. And finally we'll take the main class. So class constructor example 1. So this is our main class. So main class means it contains the main method. So how to write the main method? Public static void main string of args. Okay, right. So make sure that your main method class name and program name both are same. Okay, right. So let us take this constructor example 1 and save this. So we'll save this in our working directory, which is d:/core Java programs directory. So constructor example 1 dot java is the file extension. right? So now inside the main method we'll create the object of the class student s1 new student. So when we say new student, automatically the constructor is called for s1 object. Okay, so s1 dot roll number 1001, s1 dot sname psi, s1 dot height 6.0f. Okay, so constructor is automatically called for s1 object. Okay, right, and finally we can say s1 dot display. So when we say s1 dot display here, so automatically it will go to the display method and display s1 dot roll number, s1 dot name, s1 dot height. So let us save this program, compile and run this program. So come to the command prompt. Okay, go to d colon core java programs directory, clear screen, java c constructor example1 dot java. Compile this program. Okay, right, so in line 19 semicolon is expected. We forget to keep that in the display method. So let us go to line 19. Okay, put semicolon in the last. Save this. Right, so recompile this. No error. So on successful generation bytecode is generated. So the extension for bytecode is constructor example1 dot class, which contains the main method. So run main class which contains main method. So we have student class, we have constructor example1. Okay, so in student class we don't have the main method. Okay, in constructor example1 we have the main method. So run main class bytecode. Program execution starts with main method. It will create the s1 object, initialize roll number, name, height in the constructor, and display s1 details, student details. Right, so run this, we'll get student details, roll number, name, height 1001 psi 6.0. Right, so now one special case here. What happens if constructor is not there in the class? Okay, so if no constructor is given in class, then by default JVM provides, okay, JVM provides one default dummy constructor. Okay, it will provide one default dummy constructor. Example goes like this: student. Right, so this is dummy constructor. So what is dummy constructor? So dummy constructor means constructor without any statements. Constructors without any statements. Okay, right, so what we'll do is in the same program we will remove this constructor what we have given, default constructor. So it will provide default dummy constructor, so constructor without any statements. Save this program. Right, so now compile the program, constructor example1 dot java. So we will not get any error. So without constructor also our program is working. Run it. So we'll get the default values: roll number integer 0, name string null, height float 0.0. Okay, so this is what is the use of default dummy constructor. Okay, so this dummy constructor initializes our data members for that object, for that particular object, to default values. So example, right? So for integers, okay, right? So for integers, it is 0. Integers means byte, short, int, long. Okay, next for floats, floating numbers, it is 0.0. So floating numbers means float data type, double data type. Okay, and then for characters, char data type, okay, it is Unicode null character. Unicode null character whose Unicode is 0 or ASCII code is 0. Unicode or ASCII code is 0. Okay, right? So this is for char data type. Okay, and for Boolean it is false. And any object, so any object it will take null value. So null value means nothing or no value. So these are default values which are given for data members when no constructor is used. In such case, one default dummy constructor is provided by the compiler or JVM. Okay, right? So this is what is all about working with constructors, special method of a class which has same name as that of a class. It is used to initialize the data members of a class. It is called automatically when the object is created with new operator. Okay, right. Thank you for watching this video. Have a nice day. Do like and share this video.